Okay,
Yes.
so Mike, how was your week?
Yeah, my week was perfect. Yeah,
Really?
it's sunshine the first day after so many days of gloomy days.
Yeah,
Yeah, perfect news arrived.
perfect news.
Yes, you know it, right? You just keeping it secret. No,
What?
but
What?
the whole world already knows. Philippines Nobel Prize.
Yeah,
Yes,
amazing. My God, aren't you proud?
I'm very proud.
I am also very proud of. That's the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes, it is.
Congratulations, Philippines, and the organization that Maria Ressa is representing, of course, the
Rappler.
journalists, the people who are still battling and working hard to make sure that our freedom of expression and press freedom is respected
Yes.
and is used, and they are still doing the hard work.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is I'm citing the committee member who announced it in during the announcement for a Nobel Prize that freedom of expression is a prerequisite of a functional and a good democracy.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly, Mike. And that's what everyone should remember, that without freedom of expression or freedom of the press, there won't be balance in the country. There won't be, democracy is not what you call this, it's not a complete democracy, because then if no one is criticizing or observing what is happening in the government or in the society, then what's going to happen? We will be ruled by a dictatorship, right?
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Right.
So thank you, Maria Ressa. Thank you, Rappler, and thank you all the journalists
Congratulations.
around the world. Congratulations.
Yes, we are so proud of what you have achieved. I saw so many videos already. The time when she received the call,
Yes.
it was really grabe. I had goosebumps all over.
Yes.
It's an amazing feat. Thank you so much.
And I was watching the documentary again that was announced also to be played in the first channel here in Germany.
Yes.
About the unfaltering journalists in the Philippines.
It was shown here all over Germany. Actually,
Yes.
they had shown a documentary
Yes.
about how they probably one of the reasons they arrived to give the Nobel Peace Prize to Maria Ressa, which she really deserved. And she represents the entirety of journalists and writers and people who are trying to express their opinions to society. So she is representing that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So before
So
we...
what else? Well, of course, it was I woke up to a really exciting situation.
Yes.
My personal Facebook page was attacked by. Now I understand what trolling is all about. I never really knew about it then. Parang, you hear about it. They talk about it online. So we're always online because of our work. But you only understand it when you really experience a situation. So they're like, until now, there are more than 30,000 trollers on my account. So I hope you troll this show. Please subscribe.
Yeah, I also experienced it firsthand on the comment that my wife posted. So yeah, trolling is really a thing. So
Yeah, it's a thing. So
okay.
now we understand. And
Yes, before we move on to our guests and introduce him, we would like to support Amazing Pure Organic Barley, which provides you with stamina and vigor to survive long hours of work and play. For inquiries, please contact Miss Jess Esquilio. You may also contact her by email at jess@esquilio.de for more informations.
I am Maritoni Fernandez, and we are in the middle of a barley field here in Swan Hill, Australia.
Well, we think we have the best barley in the world because of our clean irrigation water. Water comes from the Murray River, which is a freshwater river. all their drinking water comes from May River too. So it's full of nutrients, and also the climate is perfect for growing winter cereals. Clean, green, certified organic.
Yeah, we're certified with NASA, which is one of the Australian certifications for organic. IAM Worldwide gets its barley grass powders from Herbal, which sources them from us at Nutrigreen, so you're guaranteed the best barley grass powders in the world.
I am truly proud to say that we are now the sole distributor in the Philippines for Nutrigreen barley.
Yes, pure organic barley.
Yeah, it's
And
just
for
amazing.
it's just amazing. And for more information about it, please contact Miss Jess Esquilio. And you may also email her at jess@esquilio.de for more information.
Thank you.
Amazing barley. So, Mike, our next guest is an award-winning Filipino film director, film producer, and screenwriter.
Yes, Maria, according to our guest, social consciousness is class consciousness. From pioneering the digital age of new queer cinema in the Philippines, with his internationally awarded films such as Tale of the Lost Boys, 2017, Unfriend, 2014, Ang Laro sa Buhay ni Juan, 2009, Ang Lihim ni Antonio, 2010, Joselito Altarejos very recently turned his advocates and creative pursuits in highlighting the national democratic ideals and struggles of the Filipino masses by infusing them to his upcoming films. Currently in production, The Revolution Knows No Gender will be Altarejos' contribution to the continuing saga of our countrymen against tyranny and socio-political oppressions.
And with this newly formed production, 2076 Collective, his ultimate goal is to create and produce multimedia contents that will arouse, educate, and inspire his audiences to become more vigilant and conscious of the social issues and challenges they face in the age of yet another strongman rule. In the true spirit of independent filmmaking, Altarejos' decades experience and continued quest to acquiring more profound knowledge and creative enrichment is geared towards marshaling the sentiment and jolting the uniformed, while still very much adhered to forming the Brookanian concept of the great Filipino audience. Altarejos, a native of Masbate, which is close to Capiz, of course, and Iloilo, had formative years in theater and television. His auteurist signature has always been hinged to embracing a celebrated personality as a social provocateur, and his brand of directing is more leaning towards ultra-realism rather than impressionism. Among his recent films are Cinemalaya Best Film Kasal in 2014, Temporary Protection Order in 2016, and the Urian-nominated Gino Tumari 2019. A reinvigorated student of film, Altarejos carefully utilizes all his learning tools and secures them in creating what he advocates as cinema of the social consciousness. Ladies and gentlemen, award-winning film director, film producer, and screenwriter, Joselito J. Altajeros. Welcome to TalkAlley.
Hi, good evening from the Philippines, and good afternoon
Yes.
there. Mike and Maria, magandang gabi.
Thank you, Dave, for joining us here at TalkAlley.
Magandang
My
gabi po. At
magandang gabi po.
Yes, magandang gabi Pilipinas. We are very grateful and honored to have you in the show, of course, and our award-winning director, my God. That's like one in a million.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad that you were able to have that time.
Yeah,
So,
of
Maria,
course.
before anything else, I wanted to ask you, have you ever wondered what's going on behind the camera or how films are actually made?
Definitely, it always crosses my mind whenever I watch a film, and especially if the films are very interesting. I'm thinking of how every single was set up and how scripts are being created and so much more. But
Mm.
fortunately, our guest today is an expert in the field.
Film is one of those industries that attracts creative, passionate people. Jay,
Yeah.
how did you find your way into the film industry? Can you share with us a little throwback?
Okay. Actually, I was an undergrad, and I had a workshop in PETA for theater, and then I wasn't doing anything, and then somebody asked me from theater that do you want to be a production assistant? I did know it was for Ishmael Bernal. So can you imagine the great Ishmael Bernal, one of our great directors in the Philippines? No, so I started from there. I really started from being a PA and then production manager, assistant director, and I became a director eventually.
That
So
was
I
very
really rose from the ranks, so to speak.
okay.
Long, long time ago.
Long time ago.
No,
Okay.
because you mentioned Ismael Bernal. That's like, wow, an epic director already in the
Yeah,
Philippines.
yeah. But I was very young when I started with him. I was like 18 years old because I left home. I stopped school, so I was like, doing things, being in Jollibee, working in Jollibee, and then I took the workshop. So I was really, really young when I started in the business. I started directing for television when I was 24. Think I was 24. And it was for a professional TV show already, shown in GMA 7.
Okay. So, and
And,
that,
and, af- and
and
after
after
that,
that,
after doing TV, then I did films already. I
oh,
started doing, well, the films that I really love in 2007.
mm,
So, yeah, there.
wow, as early as after television, he moved on to films right away. I think it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
it was easier, right, from TV to film because you already had the basic knowledge, the
Well,
technical skill.
somehow yes, somehow yes. I really learned filmmaking based on my experience, not from film school. But of course, before I directed for TV, even before I directed for TV, I programmed it in my mind that I would be a director in 2 years' time. So within
Oh,
that period of time, I studied on my own. I watched films. I read books. I would even like write down or draw shots from the films I like,
mhm,
and, while watching, I would really take notes. It was really I really studied it.
mhm. Okay, so what initially was your first choice, or was it always filmmaking?
No, maybe when I was younger, if I were given a choice, I would have gone to mass communication or filmmaking.
Okay.
But it was during the time like people were into this computer science or nursing, and so
Mhm.
I said I would take up medical technology because I wanted to be a doctor. I
Mhm.
really wanted to be a doctor. It's just that when I was in medtech already, the chemistry was so hard. It was really, really hard. And there was an exam
Yeah.
wherein I had to cheat, and I felt bad afterwards. And
Okay.
I said, like, I couldn't like do it for the rest of my studies, like, and I've seen I have friends who went to med school, and I saw how they study. Like they don't sleep, and I couldn't do that. So, and aside from that, we didn't at some point we didn't have money, so I had to stop, and I left home and all of these things. So there, well, life brought me here.
Mhm. You mentioned it's hard in medtech because some couldn't sleep anymore. Isn't that the same in filmmaking? I mean, you have also sleepless nights.
Yeah, but you're not memorizing things in filmmaking. Even when you are up and you're not sleeping, you're doing things. Your mind is just working and you have a lot of people around you. Unlike when you are studying alone and you have to memorize all these formula. And, alam mo
Mm.
yun, parang it was really, really hard. I don't know, maybe because when I was studying, I was kind of a really competitive student. So
Mm.
when I had to cheat, I felt bad. I felt bad, really, really. And I was like in college, so I stopped. I stopped studying medtech from then on.
Like actually, my mother also took up medtech in UST, so
Yeah.
yeah. So the same. I hear the same stories from her as well. Like it was so hard. And then after finishing medtech, she took engineering in PAT. So she had those several, but she finished everything. So anyway,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
now we have collated a few films here, and we wanted to ask your opinion about them.
Okay.
You can pass if you haven't seen or heard about it. We will
All
show you
right.
a picture first
All
and
right.
make you guess. That's the first picture.
Oh, Mike De Leon's. What's the title? Hmm, what's the title?
Citizen Jake.
Citizen Jake. Yeah. Okay. It's an anti-Marcos film. Yeah. Very brave, I think.
Mhm. So for our viewers, a little background about the film. This is Citizen Jake, directed by Mike De Leon.
Yes.
Earlier
Yes.
in 2018, the
Yeah.
venerable Mike De Leon returned to the Philippine cinema after two decades of absence, and he was a bit angry about everything. Anyway, Citizen Jake unfolds like a dream or a fevered recollection, mimicking the difficult way this country recalls its recent history. It's actually very relatable now with what's going on.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
with historical
Yeah.
revisionism and everything, and martial law, which also greatly discussed in social media and other forms of mediums. So, Atom Arroyo, who is Jake, is a flawed crusader driven by personal loss and compromised by a family name that announces his privilege wherever he goes. When it can be a straightforward investigative yarn, it instead unfurls into a mosaic of flawed social institutions and the people who seek to keep them that way, like what's happening now.
Yeah.
So that's it's actually this was made in 2018. Well, it's very timely also because the current administration was already in power,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Mhm. So next picture, next picture.
Oh, Manila by Night. Is it Manila by Night?
Yes, it was the English title.
Yeah.
Um,
Ano ba yung
there is
Tagalog?
a Filipino title for this, which was changed. Ah, yeah, that
Oh,
I think that's the original, but I think
that's the
it had
original title.
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Manila by
But
Night by Ishmael Bernal. Yeah. Yeah.
yes.
So it was changed to City After Dark afterwards.
Yeah.
A City After Dark because they were forbidden to use the
Manila.
Manila. Yeah,
Mhm.
because of the different characters. Alma Moreno was used to wear nurse's uniform, but she was
Mhm.
actually masseuse. Tama, no?
Yeah.
Ang tagal ko na siyang, I've seen it a long
Cosplay
time
at
ago.
night.
So, yeah.
They were cosplaying at night. The A little background in the City After Dark or Manila by Night, which was originally titled. The first lady, then Imelda Marcos, was not impressed by the title using Manila in the movie because
Yeah.
of what the film was depicting. This was shown during the height of Marcos regime. So
Yeah.
yeah, they were showing a lot of aspects in the society like unemployment, prostitution, drug addiction, and lack of decent housing. So that's like a no-no then.
Yes, additional
Yeah.
since it was a controversial film, 1980s Filipino movie directed by Ishmael Bernal, but we have
Ishmael.
already said, starring
Yeah.
Gina Aljar and Charito Solis,
Mhm.
released at the height of the Marcos regime. Yeah, this is also
Yeah. So it's considered as one of Bernal's masterpieces. Yeah. Have you watched history?
Yes, a long time ago. I have to see it again. I have to see it again. Yeah.
Now, next
okay.
film. Oh, that's the original poster.
Yeah. Nice.
Manila by night.
Burlesque
So,
Queen? Is it Burlesque
Yeah.
Queen? By Cesar Castillo, no? Oh
Yes.
my God, I couldn't find, I can't find copies of these films. I mean, online, I don't know. Burlesque
Also,
Queen.
so very interesting.
yes.
It's a movie by Celso Ad Castillo and
Yes.
starred
Yeah.
by Vilma Santos, of
Yes, a
course.
collaboration hit between both them. It was big, and at the very first Metro Manila Film Festival, winning major awards including Best Film, Best Director, and Best Actress. It was
Best
a
Actress.
coming of age for Santos, who was mostly known for her teen roles. The controversial climax came in one of the final scenes
Yeah.
when the burlesque queen danced and gyrate on stage, causing a miscarriage.
Oh wow, she was
Yeah.
pregnant.
Yes.
She was pregnant and she was dancing and blood was, flowing, and
Wow.
it was controversial. I think at some point the trophy was I don't know if they gave it back or it was recalled. The award was recalled. I don't know. There was a controversy on the film.
Next film.
Yes, we have here also the original poster.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, Rolly Keystone also is there.
Rolling Gleason.
Yeah. And
Next.
then next.
Oh, what's this?
Yes.
Also a film, very controversial film.
A little background.
I'm not familiar with the film.
Yes, first. Do you have a clue of which film is this?
No, I'm not familiar.
Okay, so a little background of the film.
Yes, this movie's name is Bluta by Daryl Yap. Bluta tells us Angel, Ella, an indigenous Eta who's always dreamed of being a beauty titleist despite all the discouragements and ridicule she's been getting because of her dark skin. Yes. So,
What? You haven't heard about this controversy?
Yes, I think, but I haven't seen the film.
Yeah, us
Yeah.
too. But it was we showed some of the films that have been very controversial and people talk about on social media all the time.
Yeah.
In this case also it was, I think, the use of non-use of indigenous people
Yeah.
being
It's like
involved in the actual film. Yeah.
it's like blackface or something.
Yeah. So
I think it should not be done in this age. I mean, in this age.
okay. So
next.
and last but not the
Yeah, that's my latest film.
oh wait.
Yes, we jump over it.
Yes.
Just a second.
Yeah.
This one is the one.
Yes, that's the one picture.
Yeah, this is my latest film, Walang Kasarian ng Digmang Bayan. We are having a special screening on November 30 via KTX here in Manila. We're finishing it right now, and regular release will be in February, I think. So, Walang Kasarian ng Digmang Bayan is a story of Paolo, the one on the right side. He's a filmmaker, a gay filmmaker. whose nephew Kian was killed by the police during it was actually an EJK or Tokhang, no? So his nephew was a victim of the EJK, which this government, Duterte's government, has been doing since day one of their administration. No, and so Paulo immerses himself in the different marginalized sectors in the Philippines, and in the end, he he decides to join the revolutionary movement. That's
It's
why it's
actually
called
very.
Walang Kasarian ang Digmang Bayan. Or the English title now is, actually the translation is The Revolution Knows No Gender, but the
Yeah.
English title now is Art is Incomplete.
What? Art is incomplete?
Yes, because hindi sapat ang pelikula o sining para sa suliranin ng sambayanan.
Oh.
Kumbaga, I believe that we should do more, as artists. We should do more aside from our art. If we need to go to the streets to protest, if we need to go to the countryside to join the revolutionary movement, then let's do that. We
Mhm.
can do more than our art.
Actually, the film tackles about the current administration's bloody war on drugs, which is
Yeah.
it's also very popular here in Germany. We've been reading and watching about it, the war on drugs. It was actually in the documentary of Reza, right?
Yes.
It was shown also, and it was this movie is seen through the eyes of an artist turned revolutionary after the murder of a family member, which he mentioned already, which is
Yeah.
very, very relatable now. Now, so the controversy. There's a controversy about this film. Do
Um,
you mind to
but
go? We
anyway,
want to
like,
know. We want to know your side of the story, of course.
no, the thing is, it happened before the pandemic. So, parang, it's like, when pandemic happened, parang it's like a long, long time ago. But nevertheless, it was supposed to be part of a festival
Yes,
in here in
I
the
mentioned it.
Philippines. But last minute, they pulled it out. They disqualified it,
Yeah.
and for it being too political or whatever, and so yeah, there was a controversy, but that was like 2019. So, but
It's not too far.
everything, but everything is okay now. And the festival did not go through also because
The
pandemic
pandemic.
happened. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you know,
So
like
I just wanted to actually ask more about that. Like for Sinag Maynila
yeah,
organizers,
yeah.
they really have those rules that when a film is too political or
No,
whether
no, no. I think what they said was like officially they said it was because I deviated from my script.
that's yeah, submitted script and approved script.
Yeah, but anyways, they saw the film and it was I was part of it already. I went to the press con and the trailer
Mhm.
was shown there and people were like, "What the f? Can they really show this?" Because it was, I don't know if you've seen the trailer, but it really names Duterte, and so there,
Mhm.
and disqualified the film or they pulled out the film. So
Okay. Well, too bad
yeah,
for them. It's their loss. You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
it's going to
Nakakalungkot
be.
lang. It's just saddening because some friendships were ruined, or and some connections in the business have been severed. But well, ako naman, me, I don't have any personal grievance against people. No, it's a film, and we're talking about values, and we're talking about you know, for me, like the killings, no, is non-negotiable for me, and I don't mind if I lose friends over things like this. because human rights are human rights, and they should prevail over other things, even friendships.
And of course, it will be limiting for the artist to, to ban such concepts in festivals. We should explore society and human, reactions or whatever we do in society. We should explore it more, and it will be limiting if they stop people from showing it because
Yes.
it was too bloody for them. That's the reality of life, and it is
Yeah.
happening. So yun, dapat they should accept it. And I will take a minute break to show Keisha's music. Oh, this artist is from the Philippines, and we wanted to show her musical ability. If for a
Okay.
moment, Jay, okay,
All
because
right.
sent it to us all the way from the Philippines.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Keisha Paulo, and these songs that I'm gonna be singing is for Maricel Puso. We love you, and please get well soon. I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaking, but I gotta keep trying, gotta keep my head held high. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there, ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. There are struggles I'm facing, there are chances I'm taking. Sometimes might knock me down, but no, I'm not breaking. I may not know it, but these are the moments that I'm gonna remember most. And just gotta keep going, and I gotta be strong. Just keep pushing on, 'cause there's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there, ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes we're gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there, ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the keep on moving, keep climbing, keep faith. It's
Okay, thank you, Keisha.
Yeah.
And that song was actually dedicated to their friend.
Jessica Gross.
No,
Who?
it was all thank you for Jessica for
Yes.
making it happen. Hello, Jessica
Yes.
Gross of TFC. It's dedicated to Maricel so that she
Mhm.
gets better soon. She's in UK and will
Yes.
undergo an operation as well. So they're part of the TFC group here in Europe.
Yes. All the best.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, okay. Is it expensive to
No,
create?
but first,
Yes.
what are the five things before we go to expenses? You're
So
so
okay.
so
Yes.
so German talking
I
about
Yeah.
money.
I about money. Let's
Okay.
go back 101. Filmmaking 101. What are the five things that are important to filmmaking or to making
Yeah.
a film?
For
Okay.
you, what do you think are the five
Yes.
things?
Actually, I have four things. I have four
Ooh.
things. Before I take on a project, I
Mm.
answer these four questions. One is, why are you making the film? Why? You have to be very honest as a filmmaker,
Right.
and it should answer the question, for whom and for what are you making the film? Para kanino at para saan ba yung ginagawa ng
Right.
pelikula? No?
Mhm.
We have to be very honest because later on, when things get really hard, you go back to that. I am doing this film because it is my passion. I'm doing this film because I need the money. And so you just don't say, oh, you just don't give up at any point in the production.
Mhm.
So you should be very honest in answering that question. Why are you doing the film? And under that is, for whom and for what? And dapat we should now at this point, I want to make films which would help people to which would arouse people, which would help people to realize what's happening around us, especially now that we have a very bad government. Not
Mhm.
only bad, but murderous and corrupt government. No, so
Mhm.
one is, why are you doing the film, and you have to be very. Second is, what is your story? You have to be very clear. Sometimes I ask a filmmaker and say, what's your story? What's the story of your film? And they would talk about things. It's about freedom. It's about no, no, no. You have to be very clear. What is the drama? What is your story? It is about, for example, that in Walang Kasarian ng Digmang Bayan, it is about a filmmaker whose nephew was a victim of the Turkish drug war, and how he
Mhm.
becomes a revolutionary soldier in the end. So that's the story. So you have to be very clear. And for me, you have to be able to tell your story in 1 to 3 sentences,
Mhm.
Mhm.
max 5 sentences. Otherwise, if you are not clear with your story, how can other people have a clear understanding of your story? The
Mhm.
third, the third thing that I usually answer is, how am I going to tell the story? And
Mhm.
this is the narrative. It is different. The narrative is different from your story. You know, let's not confuse narrative and story. It is the how. It is your style. It is your, if it is it realistic? Is it expressionistic? It is linear or non-linear? You have to have a vision of your film already before you embark on doing that. And the last one is, and this I got from Bernal really. What do you want to say with everything, with your story? What do you really want to say? So
Mhm.
so with my film, Walang Kasarian ng Digmang Bayan, or the revolution knows no gender. What I'm trying to say is, art is not enough. You know, art is not enough for artists who are so dismayed by this government. We keep we should keep on doing our art, but our art is not enough. We should do more for our country. So see, those are the four things that I consider before embarking on a project.
So just to cap up, first is that
Yeah.
why you're doing the story.
Yes, the why.
Yes,
You're
correct.
going to do it. And the third would be how you're going to do
Why?
it,
The stuff?
what kind
Yeah.
of style you're going to use, right? And the
What
fourth
kind
one,
of,
yes. I'm sorry, Jay.
yeah, you're saying,
Yeah, I was
so
saying,
so
and the
one
last part
is,
is that all of those three things is not enough unless you have social consciousness and
Yes.
in touch with reality to actually
yeah,
do
yeah,
for all those three things.
Mhm.
So it's
yes.
being
Because
the
I,
human side of you, right? Is that what you're
yeah,
trying to relate as well?
yes, yes. Because I
Mm.
don't believe in the saying that art for art's sake. There's no such thing. That
Yeah.
art alone, that you create films or you make films for art's sake, because we don't live in a vacuum, right? So our
Mm.
art is influenced by our society, by our
Mm.
family, our society, our nation. So
Yes.
our art should reflect all of that, whether it is realistic or not. Whether it is expressionistic, it should reflect who you are. It should reflect your community. It should reflect your nation. So that's
On that point, do you think that every creator of films or every filmmaker or company should have a social responsibility of what they're showing to the public?
definitely, definitely, because
Yeah.
film is a very powerful medium. You know,
Mhm.
sabi nga nila, ang pelikula tumatagos yan hanggang kaluluwa. You know, so we should be very responsible of the things that we show our audiences.
Yes,
You know,
that's right.
and tama ka, we should have social responsibility. And
Mhm.
kailangan, and to achieve, to be able to fully do that and fully grasp that, we should be socially not only we should be socially aware. No, we should be
Mhm.
aware of what's happening around us.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. And the fourth point that you mentioned on how you convey the
The
scene
message,
or the
the
message, you probably bring that to every day of the set that you have, like when you are discussing different viewpoints
Mhm.
from the camera to music.
yeah,
Those video, I believe.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, you can use all those 4 points
Mm.
during the entire production, while you're writing the script, while shooting,
Mhm.
while editing and showing
Mhm.
it, and discussing the film. You use those four. For me, I use those 4 things.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
always go back to them. When I'm confused, I go back to it. When I have to make a decision or a choice, a creative choice, I go back to it. Like, when you're filming, when you are making a film, there are different ways to tell the story.
Mhm.
But you have to go back to your 4 main points to choose the best narrative to use.
Yes, that's right. And the next, which is most important,
Yes, combining all of these components,
no,
is
is
it
it
yes, is it expensive to create films or to have it as a career?
Ito
Okay.
talaga ang pinaka-importante, especially for those, who wants to or are dreaming to
Mm.
become filmmakers. Hesitant sila. Is it expensive?
Um, of course, when you go into professional filmmaking, it takes a lot of money. Even what we call independent film production, because you have to pay for everything. You have to pay the workers, definitely. I mean, but I encourage everyone to use whatever you have to create something. Like, use your cell phone. It's so easy nowadays to have cell phones which have very good
Quality.
specs, and then you can use your gadget to edit. Like, you can start doing that, because it doesn't matter whatever equipment you use. I mean, for as long as you tell a story, and using for you those 4 things, you can use your cell phone to make a film.
Mhm.
So it is expensive when you really want to do it professionally, but you can still do it. Even, I mean, like me, when I go wherever I go, I shoot whatever. Like when I went to Switzerland, I shot things. When I went to Amsterdam, I also shot things and use them when I make films already.
Mhm. It's actually based on my experience. Hindi naman filmmaking. We did a short like video ad,
Yeah.
a short ad for voters registration recently, and
Mhm.
that's how I short pa lang yun like it's just an ad. So but there's so many people involved. There's a director also, graphics, an
Yeah.
actor. Yeah, there's so many things. Oh my God, really, we had several meetings day and night with
Mm.
regards to that, and that's just a short advertisement. So much more, how much more kung if you're creating a film, you have a crew, and
Yeah.
they're all very
Logistics,
expensive
yeah.
also, logistics and
Logistics, permits, food, location. So,
mm,
when you start making a film, you have to write the script, right?
mm,
So you have the script writer, and then after doing the script, then the rest of the production comes in for the pre-production, like your producer, your I mean, the producer comes in earlier also, and then your
mm,
location manager, production manager, your actors, and everyone else. And then during shooting, you have your director of photography, you have your sound person, you have your makeup, you have your production designer, all of those things, the entire crew. And then after that, you edit, then you put music,
mhm. And
you
you have to
know.
buy the music. And how about the writers, like for example, if it's not your script, because I know you also write your own scripts.
Yeah.
Do you like buy the rights of the script writer's work, or they're part of they exist as producers as well? How does
So far, the transactions are, yeah, we pay them for the rights of the script.
over their work?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how it is. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not
Yes.
like a startup that you have equity for everything.
Yeah, but we're trying to do that in some of our smaller projects. Like for everyone, I am offering that also, like a
Wonderful.
certain percentage,
Equity.
instead
Uh,
of an outright payment, like, yeah,
yeah.
equity, yeah, which should be
It,
like,
mm,
it's a good idea actually.
yeah, that's more convenient because all of you like doing it independently. You don't have the outright fund. You're still
Yeah,
looking for it, so they should understand and work together. It's better that way when people are working and then have equal shares into the project. They work harder and it
yeah,
becomes more successful.
yeah.
So
Yes.
next,
Do you think having connections in the industry is important to make it big, or do you believe that having the skill, creativity is an advantage?
Definitely connections help.
Mhm.
Definitely. I mean, definitely. But of course, we should start somewhere. We should start somewhere. I was very lucky that when I started for television, I started with PETA. I really started with good people, with really, really good people. So, and I was very lucky from PETA. I went to Viva and I stayed there for a long time until I became a director. So I was friends with the Rosarios already. So it was
mhm.
kind of easier for me when I wanted to direct for television. I just told them I was ready to direct and said, okay, fine. So it was easier to have connections, definitely. But now that there are more avenues, there are more platforms, I think it's also easier to showcase your talent. Like you have your online thing, and you can join short film competitions, and there are a lot of festivals here in the Philippines to join. So you can go that route also, like festivals.
And also here in Germany, there's just so many festivals. Like every month there are festivals, right? All
Yes.
over. So
And
yeah, that's why he was here too
yes.
during the Berlinale in 2014, right?
Mhm.
Yes, 2014. I met
Yeah,
sila, no, Grace. Sila Grace. What's his surname? From ABS-CBN?
Grace. There's a Grace. Is she
ABS-CBN.
a reporter or a
Yes,
she?
she's a reporter.
Yeah,
She's a
I think
reporter.
heard of it. I'm not sure if she made the greetings last week because most of the TFC reporters and those who work for TFC Europe made some tribute for our friend last
Uh,
Sunday. Maybe she's one of
I
them.
did, yeah.
Yeah. So next question. Filmmaking is very laborious talaga. Matrabaho siya. So what
Mm.
keeps you motivated? Especially now that we have a pandemic.
Yeah, what keeps you motivated? Um, I don't know. I get high while doing films, like editing. Now, what
Quote ka niyan.
I busy myself within, editing. Editing. Like right now, I stopped. I'm doing the final touches on my film. Walang kasarian ng Digmang Bayan. I really like editing. Um, I don't know. There's something to it that keeps me alive. You know. Um, I, I guess this is my, I think, my passion. So there.
You haven't been red tagged, no? Not
No,
yet.
no, 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 no.
Even if
But
you're speaking, you speak so openly about,
yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a small fry. So wait for
oh,
the
you're
wait wait for the showing of the film.
wait, I was attacked by trolls this morning. One of my posts was attacked for more than it's still going on, more than 30,000 na trollers in my page. So,
Oh my God.
so everyone, Jay is welcome.
I uh
You should
I
move on.
uh I ignore them. I ignore them.
Yeah, has
Actually, I
to.
receive messages and everything.
Yeah.
I ignore them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, you cannot hurt me. Come on, you cannot hurt me. Say things. Sasabihin nila, kalbo ka. Kalbo naman talaga ako eh. I shave every day. So, I mean, can you, I
You
mean,
were mentioning it earlier because we just read and hear about it and now we actually experienced it. So wow. Anyway,
yeah, but, yeah.
um, coming back to the last question, would you say that you are born for this? Like on the professional level, it's like, okay, I'm born to do this.
yeah,
Like
this
you,
is me.
yes,
Okay.
like
Uh,
yeah.
I always say, that I have a love-hate relationship with film. Because my
Mhm.
first exposure to film was with my father. My father was a soldier. He died when I was
Oh,
6 years old. So he took me to cinema and to
mhm.
watch a war film. And I
Okay.
was I was very small, and there was this big screen with people, with men fighting, soldiers fighting, firing their guns, and I was so afraid. I was crying. I was
Okay.
really crying because remember, I came from an island. I came from
Yeah.
Masbate, from
I
Tao
know already.
Island.
Yeah.
So it was in the 80s, and I was really afraid. So, but then
Mhm.
later on, and then at some point we became so poor, so we lived somewhere, and we had to watch television through somebody else's house, peering through their window. So can you just imagine? And then I directed for TV. So it was like, oh my God! Before I used to just um, watch television from somebody else's house, and I used to hate
Mhm.
film, and now I'm doing film. So it was really my father who introduced me to filmmaking. And but yes, I think I would say that I was born for this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was your first film that you watched on cinema?
Oh, really? There was Pokemon the movie.
Pokemon the movie.
By myself because I was there. We had a store in the city, and my parents couldn't go with me, so I said, "Here you have 5 D-Mark, the previous currency," and said, "Yeah, you go and watch the movie by yourself." I said, "Okay." And I went there and watched the movie by myself.
How old were you then?
It's around 10, 12. I don't know how old it
You're
was.
allowed to watch film alone at 10 years old.
Here,
Okay,
yes.
sure.
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
You're
okay.
allowed to travel as well, like go on trains because here, the train system, from elementary, right? I
Yes.
know, in high school
Mhm.
is free. The transportation is free
Yeah. Ah, okay. For
for
children.
everyone, children.
Ah, okay.
So
Great,
everything
great.
can go over your region.
Mhm.
For example, we're in the Hessen region,
Mm-hmm.
so our kids can travel within the Hessen region for free.
Great.
Very convenient,
Yeah,
and
very convenient.
everything, all the
Very
cities are
convenient.
very well interconnected. Yeah.
So I think mine was the attack of the killer piranhas. I'm not sure. That was my first. Yeah,
How old were you?
I think I was 8. My uncle brought me, and I had a fever after which.
Okay.
Yeah, it was so scary. Imagine those fish.
Really,
And
like,
and I live in the seafood capital of the Philippines, and you
yeah.
watch.
And then you watch piranha. Oh
I
my
know.
God. I can just imagine, like, you didn't want to eat fish anymore. Like,
Yes. So that's my story. Anyway,
yeah.
so how do you handle when an actor is not professional?
Uh, Normally, I don't get actors who are not professional. That's why I
You've
don't
never
like.
encountered.
I've encountered them, especially on television when I used to do
Mm,
TV. Like at 2 a.m., I would ask myself, why am I doing this? Like, why am I directing this someone? But you see, we all, now that I'm a bit older, I'm more
mm,
understanding, like, we all have to start somewhere. And yeah, try to teach them, try to do like I usually do workshops before I shoot,
mm,
so that part will be addressed upon or eliminated, like I really do workshops before shooting
okay.
to for them to study the character and see their capability, because as a director you can do a lot of things. I don't really rely, I mean, I rely on my actors, but I see them as one of the elements in filmmaking. I
Mm,
mean, actors, just like directing, is a part of filmmaking. We
mm,
are not the be all and end all of a film. We are just a part of it. Even a director, an actor, we are just as equal as the sound or the lighting,
yeah,
uh, design, things like that. I'm not really an actor-oriented filmmaker, I think.
yeah. And so you're more on story based of what you.
Yeah, yeah.
So where do you see the Philippine film industry in going in the next 3 years? Now,
Oh
especially
my
the
God.
pandemic.
Oh my God. I cannot even see my career in the next 3 years.
Oh my goodness.
No, no, no. No, because it's hard now. I'm shooting a film next month, and
Mm,
because of the pandemic, of course, we have to follow certain protocols, and
yeah.
the protocols have added to the expense. Like we have to be in a
Mm,
lock-in shoot, we have to do the tests, and when 2 tests before and after the shoot, the COVID test, we have to do that, and we
yeah.
have to be in one place for the rest of for the duration of the shooting. What I
It's an
see, on I don't know if we're going back to really watching
Face to face.
films face to face, yeah, in the next 2 years, I don't know, or 3 years. It really depends on the kind of government that we'll be having next year. I hope we really can oust Duterte and replace the entire government, you know.
Okay. So we're just trying to flex our outfit here.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And we've had guests before, like several directors, like Mel, Direct
Yes.
Mel. We had Direct Mel here, and
We also had actor here. Sunshine
actors,
was
yeah,
here with
Sunshine,
us.
and some theater actors as well. And they were relaying how hard it is. Well,
Yeah.
some for looking for a job because it's
Mhm.
really hard. There are so many protocols,
Hmm.
and they have to, the requirements. And we encountered one who doesn't even want to be vaccinated, but we respect her decision anyway. And it's just so hard. Everything, the permits, the staying in a locked-in
Yeah,
situation.
yeah.
So, how much is the testing there?
For the RT-PCR, it's like 3,000 pesos.
That's a
So it's
lot.
like
Okay.
$60
Okay.
US dollars something. And then
Yeah, it's
for
free.
the swab antigen, it's like 2,000 pesos.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, basically it's really, and it adds to all the expenses pa. And here it's
Yeah.
testing. You should move here and make films here in Europe.
Yes, yes, let's do that. Let's do that.
Yes.
Yeah, I really want to
And
go to Europe. I mean, when everything else settles down, you know.
we will meet here soon. I so many people already want to go to Europe now.
Are you planning a movie to maybe take up? France is a nice location, like
No,
City of Love.
this next film,
Yes.
he might, I don't know if he has applied for festivals, applied this film for the various film festivals here in Europe. But we're gonna show an excerpt of this film, so let's watch this.
Okay.
Isulat natin ang pagkakaisa ng unang gagawa at magsasaka. Ating sandigan sa pakikibaka. Umusap ang bansang demokrasya. Silang nagtataglay, tunay na lakas.
Hindi siya madali.
Natutulog sa imperialismo, burokrata, kapitalismo, feudalismo.
Sana naging mas matapang ako. Ako mismo, papatay kay Duterte.
Silang mga salot pumapatay.
Pero bakit nangyayari yun? Bakit hindi normal yung pagtingin sa atin? Kahit taal na ito sa atin, kahit matagal na may transgender sa Pilipinas, bakit nangyayari siya?
Minahal mo ba siya? Nagpahala kayong dalawa? Sabi na nun, alis na nasagot!
So I'm sorry.
Ang isang lipunang malaya na may perspektibang sosyalista.
Pangarap ko po talaga maging pulis.
Addiction.
Para sa mga biktima ng tukhang at EJK.
Wala sa inyo sasagot?
Hanggang mabawi, hanggang mabawi. Hanggang mabawi ang pagsasamantala.
Isang revolusyon ay isang pag-aalsa kung saan ang isang uri ay napapabagsak ng isa pa.
Tumayo ako, tinutukan ako ng bali ng ulo ko. Takot na yung magkapagkagada. Wala akong nagawa. Kasi nga, wala akong nagawa.
Papatayin kita.
Parang alon tayong susulong. Pupupupin at palalayain natin ang kalunsuran. Sa dating hitatatag ang isang lipunang malaya na may perspektibang sosyalista. Sa dating hitatatag ang isang lipunang malaya na may perspektibang Joselita. Hanggang mabawi, hanggang mabawi, hanggang mabawi, hanggang mabawi.
Okay. Well, and that summarizes what's currently happening in the Philippines.
The Philippines.
It's just like a summary. It's
Sadly.
like the videos that they show before New Year, what's going on with the rest of the year.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we just had a summary of what's going on in the Philippines right now, and it's really sad. This
It's
film is
really sad.
also,
It's really
yeah,
sad.
this film is also inclusive. It represents the LGBTQA community, which we all love, of
Yeah.
course,
Like,
and yeah, it also represents the families of people who were affected with the extrajudicial killings that's been happening in the country as well, and
yeah.
also representing activism. People are
Yeah.
involved in human rights, so
Yeah.
I can see everything already. It's a very powerful film, and you should come here and show that to the European community.
Well,
Yes.
hopefully, something will come up and be able to show that to the world. But definitely, it should be shown here because it's for our people.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, that's the foremost objective is for our yung mga kababayan natin na makapanood ng mga ganyang klaseng pelikula. Salamat.
Yes, and yeah, maybe we can collaborate and have a film showing here or something with the
Yes,
community.
yes, yes,
They
please.
can, yes,
Yes.
Let's talk
definitely. I've
about
been
it.
always reaching out, of how to do that, and I
Yeah,
really want to bring films, independent films that are very, worthy to be watched here. And there's so many, and
yeah.
I didn't know how to go about it, how to bring.
Mm.
And now
Here,
there's you, and we can definitely make it
yeah.
happen.
Let's do that. Like you're allowed to have. Are cinemas already open now
Yes,
in
Yes.
Germany?
yes, it's
Yeah,
open.
maybe you can have a screening there, a face-to-face screening, and
Yes,
maybe we can have an online, like talk back after, like this,
we have
after.
already. It has eased. Almost everyone in Germany has been vaccinated, and we're waiting
Mhm.
for a booster already. So
Yes.
the number it went down.
It went down,
So
yes, and
hopefully,
almost all of the population is vaccinated. Herd
mm,
immunity is achieved, and normal life is going back.
yeah.
Yeah, good for you
Yeah.
guys. Good for you.
When we went to Austria, we were more shocked because they are barely wearing masks there, right?
Yes, but it's not.
It's
Yeah.
not mandatory anymore.
Yes.
So yeah,
Mm.
they're way ahead of us. So
Mm.
anyway, finally, what advice would you give to those hoping to pursue a career in your field? Your
Okay,
final to your fans, your
I
followers, to
will
everyone.
borrow. I will borrow from my favorite filmmaker. I don't know, Werner Herzog. You
Mhm.
know him, right? He said like you live life, travel on foot, you know, do other things, like really live life aside from filmmaking.
Mhm.
Because what we are trying to show is we are approximating life. And for us to show it, to recreate life, we have to know life art as it is, you know.
Mm.
And read books,
I love
read
books.
anything, because it gives you reading gives you this idea on how to tell a story, and it gives you greater grasp of the world. I think when you read a lot of things, you'll see philosophy and even science. For me, filmmaking, you can learn filmmaking online or anywhere, no?
Mhm.
So, someone who wants to embark on filmmaking should have background on social sciences, history, psychology, you know. So, and all the other social sciences. Yun lang. And read, 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 read.
Read, read, read. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Direk J, for being with us here on Talk Alley, and
Yes,
we
thank you
are
very much.
wish you all the best for your
Yes.
future endeavors, yes, and
Please,
future
may ano lang,
collaboration.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
for our future collaboration. Please, if you can visit my page, Joselito Altarejos, and like it, and our other page, 2076 Balangao Studios.
Okay.
So these were updates on my other films. And those who want to watch my other films, you can message me, and we can, do something about it. Like I can give you a link or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
Tapos
have?
tayo, let's collaborate.
Yeah, thank you. And do you also have that, like Mel have? They gave us a link, and then we just go there and watch the films, and we pay like
Yes, yes.
you have
Almost
that.
all, yeah, almost all of my films are online.
Oh,
Actually, I have different distributors, but you have
mm.
to subscribe to them. But I have my own online links
Where we
and
can
passwords, of
also like,
course.
is it through PayPal that when we go there, or we
Yeah,
can
you
just
can. Yeah, yeah, through PayPal is good if ever.
okay,
But
but you
just
can be.
message me through
Mm,
my Facebook, either Joselito Altarejos or J Altarejos. Maraming
mm.
salamat.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank you,
Jay, and
thank you,
thank
thank
you,
you, Michael. Thank you, Maria.
everyone. Yes, looking
Yes,
forward to our collaboration.
yes, yes, definitely. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 So,
So,
wow, I'm very impressed with Jay's film, and
yes,
definitely looking forward to watching it. And also, yes, looking forward to have it here, and hope that the community that we have here will be able to watch his films as well, because it speaks so much of what's happening in the society, in the country, not only in the Philippines actually. When we talk about, discrimination, it's there, so all over the world it's happening, so hopefully the world can watch the film as well. So now we
yes,
are going camping this week
yes, starting
because it's
Monday.
vacation here in Germany.
So we will not be available or on social media for these. We will try
We
if
will
we
try
get
our best, but we
a
will be
spot
off
where we
grid,
can
off
reach
the grid.
GPS,
Yeah.
have some posts and some comments.
Yeah, we will be surviving in the wild. So, trolls out there, you won't be able to see me on social media, but we will try our best to reach out to all of you.
Okay, and
So,
then
and we
until
hope you have a wonderful vacation, a 2 week vacation,
yes, it's
everybody.
Herbstferien.
Yeah.
So kids enjoy these 2 weeks. Hopefully sunny, not too cold. And until next Sunday, we wish you all the best. Stay healthy and spread the love. This is Mike,
And this is Maria.
and this is Talk Alley. Bye.